Hobby Quick Hits. Delivering that breaking hobby news directly to your earlobes. You want to know those hot drops from the card shop? We've got you covered. With your host, John Newman.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 170 of Hobby Quick Hits. We are every other Monday. In between, I do a show called Card Matches with Danny Black from Hobby News Daily and Hobby Hotline Sports Ball. And that show is done every other Friday night live at 9 p.m. and then the audio airs Monday. Just sort of a programming note there. I was going to do a different episode, frankly, for episode 170 here. And then I did my monthly show in Watertown and just had a great show and decided to pivot and do it's not going to be a long episode, but sort of a show review and talk about small shows, right? I think sometimes we just sort of dismiss them, especially on dealer sides. But even the collector side, when we compare them to a larger show. So I want to do a show review and tackle small show versus big show sort of thing as well. So that's what this episode is going to be about. Like I said, it was going to be something else, but we'll push that one back a couple weeks to tackle this one today. If you're listening to this on show release day, Monday, the 15th of January, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the great civil rights and social justice activist. And for some, it might just be a day off from work. I do have the day off from school, but we're honoring a great man, and everyone knows my love for Jackie Robinson, and Jackie and Dr. King were friends, worked together for rights for African Americans. And so, begin a moment, think about today and what, Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. King, stood for. And, his dream continues and goes on, and all that. So take a moment to at least acknowledge that.
Okay, now a quick word from our great sponsor, followed by the new product release schedule. Then we'll go around the hobbyverse to tell you all the latest hobby happenings and news. Then we'll tackle today's topic of discussion.
Hi, this is Pat Hughes, Cubs announcer, coming to you from the Sports Card Shop in beautiful New Buffalo, Michigan. The Gocher family has built an incredible place here for collectors to buy, sell, and trade cards and memorabilia. Be sure to stop by and let them show you around. TheSportsCardShop.com, connecting sports, athletes, the hobby, and collectors around the world.
Hi. This is Alan Pinkett, and I'm here to tell you the Gocher family has done it again. They've just opened up the Sport Card Shop in downtown Valparaiso, Indiana, and it is awesome. If you're a collector, you need to check this place out. Tell them Alan sent you and get a free gift on your first visit.
Let's check out this week's Hobby Wax releases. Take it away, Owen.
Hey guys, I'm from Sports Card Shop. Let's go over the weekly releases. On the 17th, we have Bowman's Best Baseball, 2023-24 Bowman U Chrome Basketball Hobby and Delight, Keepsake Multisport Premier Edition, Leaf Metal Draft Baseball, Panini Absolute Football, and on the 24th, we have Panini Prime Racing, and we have Top Stadium Club Baseball, and Leaf Art of the Sport, and then moving to the 26th, we have Keepsake Football Premier Edition, Panini Donruss Basketball, and last but not least, we have 2023 Panini Phoenix football. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Let's check out this week's Hobby Wax releases. Take it away, Owen.
Hey guys, I'm from Sports Card Shop. Let's go over the weekly releases. On the 17th, we have Bowman's Best Baseball. 2023-24 Bowman U Chrome Basketball Hobby and Delight. Keepsake Multisport Premier Edition. Leaf Metal Draft Baseball. Panini Absolute Football. And on the 24th, we have Panini Prime Racing. And we have Top Stadium Club Baseball. And Leaf Art of the Sport. And then moving to the 26th, we have Keepsake Football Premier Edition. Panini Donruss Basketball. And last but not least, we have 2023 Panini Phoenix Football. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Let's go round the Hobbyverse and catch up on this week's hobby news.
All right, folks, got some news in the last few weeks here. Let's start with Golden Auctions, the Tom Brady 1/1 Superfractor from the Bowman Draft product auto has sold via that site and auction $158,000. My thoughts, that's a good chunk of change for a Tom Brady auto. I know it's a 1/1, but you can get a lot of Tom Brady football related autos for what that $158,000 that card brought. But just one man's opinion. But congrats to Golden, congrats to the seller and winning bidder. The news that's breaking, if you don't know about this, you're probably not very active, but after 20 years with Upper Deck, LeBron James is leaving to sign with Fanatics, a card and autograph deal. You won't see him in his Laker uniform until the licensing on the basketball side officially goes to the Fanatics side from Panini, but you will see a dual auto with him and his son Bronny in the 2023-2024 Bowman University product. So I'm sure that will be a hot chase card to say the least. Speaking of Upper Deck, they just had their industry conference. Some news coming out of that. Connor Bedard, who's injured right now, will be the young gun in Series 2. I believe card number 451. Also will be on the checklist version for young guns as well. They are also they've also obtained the nets used in Connor Bedard's NHL debut, and those pieces of net will be put into game used cards in the SP game used product. They also announced they are bringing back the brand EX2000. Again, you've probably heard my thoughts on EX, one of my favorite brands. They're bringing it back to the hobby side later this year, 2024. And they announced they're going to do golf cards again, and there will be young guns in their golf product. As crazy as it sounds, as we are in the midst of the NFL playoffs, we are 1 month from pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training in Florida and Arizona. And that means we usually get the design for the upcoming Topps flagship brand, and we have Topps 2024. The design has been released. I will give my opinion. I like it. Has a neon light kind of feel and kind of different than sort of the standbys we've been getting. So I give it 2 thumbs up. I've seen most people like it. I've seen a few people, not like that neon light sort of look. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But, something I also take is we're getting close to baseball season again. And a lot of storylines there, right? Especially starting in Los Angeles with all their signings. And as a Met fan, we can only just hope for a better year. But, baseball cards in the 2024 lineup is getting ready to hit the press and be live. And Topps has released that design. If you haven't seen it, you can go to either Topps website or go on social media and scroll a little bit. I'm sure it'll pop up in your feed.
And now, our featured presentation.
All right, I'm recording this audio a day after the Watertown, New York monthly show done at the Fachny Convention Center in, obviously, Watertown, New York. It's a monthly show I've started doing recently. This was my third one. The promoter asked me to bring the SGC submission table to his show, try it out, and it's been a great success. And I've done 3 shows. This is a small show. I think maybe 40 tables in a, not a small room, but not a big room. We're packed in there pretty good. The one thing I definitely love about this show, it's done on a Saturday. I'm a big fan of Saturday shows where you're not competing against NFL football, especially during NFL season. But I like Saturday shows in general. I think they're more well attended. I think people on Sundays starting to wind down the weekend, get ready to go back to work. And Sundays kind of become an unwritten family day for a lot of people. And again, I want to paint with a broad brush, but Sunday's kind of like a home day for some families. And, you got church in the morning for some. And so Sunday's kind of a get ready for the upcoming week. And Saturday is more the get out and do stuff kind of day. And so when I've done a show that are just Saturdays and I've done shows that are just Sundays, the Saturday ones, to me, based on the size of the show, comparatively speaking, have been better attended on a Saturday. A lot of times at Sunday shows, right, that I found, I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, but 12:30, it starts to thin out as people head home to get ready for football games, obviously during the football season. So I like a Saturday show, and that's what this monthly Watertown show has done. And for those that don't know much about Watertown, New York, they have a military base there, Fort Drum, and so you get some of the military folks that are in the hobby and collecting attend the show. But it's a great mix of dealers with various products from sports, non-sports, memorabilia. And for a small show, and kudos to the promoters, for a small show, it has a bigger show feel. And I will tell you this, yesterday's show for me was my best one. Had triple digits in SGC submissions. That hasn't happened there before, that many. So that's good. I think that is starting to build momentum. I did well on my card side as well. And so I think this show is gaining momentum. And, one of the things, the title of the show is Don't Sleep on a Small Show. And I can't stress that enough. And I think, full transparency, folks, I think sometimes I've done that myself in the past. I'm like, it's a small show. It's not going to be that good. Not many people are going to be there. I think every show is an individual show in itself. And this show has started to, like I said, gain momentum. Did very well on both sides of the table as far as SGC and my stuff. Very, very pleased. If I had any expectations going into yesterday's show, they were blown out of the water by how we actually did. So very pleased. Again, well done by the promoters. They've built this show up from the ground up. Watertown was missing some shows. Haven't had many in that area. For me, it's about a 55-minute drive, so not super far, and it's nice to get out to a different area and kind of see new people as well. And I love my Syracuse folks. Don't take that any other way, but and some of them actually come to Watertown as well, so it's nice to see them there. But it's also nice to see some new faces, have some new conversations, make some new friends and acquaintances in the hobby. And the area's really embraced this show. I know there's been some news coverage of it locally in Watertown, and the promoter's doing a lot of like giveaways and door prizes, and very kid friendly. And you know what that means to me. I'm a big kids in the hobby guy. So, when I first signed on to do the show, I even told the promoter, I'll give it a try. I didn't want to commit to anything long term, but each month I've been there the last 3 months. It's been getting better and better for me. I look forward to February, weather permitting. This area and Watertown gets its share of snow in the winter. So I've also let the promoters know, if it's a bad weather day, I might not be able to make it. But and at the next show, I actually expanded. I usually have 2 tables, one SGC and one for my cards. My buddy Chad Merritt, who I set up with for this show, I told the promoter that we're going to split a third table. So I'm going to have 1.5 tables along with my SGC table to, get a little more stuff out and spread stuff out. So, again, did very well, very pleased. And again, for whether you're a collector who's debating going to a show or a dealer debating setting up at a smaller show, right? Well, if you're a dealer, ask dealers who've already set up, what's the attendance like? How have you done? Are you pleased? Are you satisfied? Is the promoter doing a good job with the show? Does the promoter have good bedside manner? I know that sounds but that stuff's all important. As a collector, the nice thing is you can go to the show, right? Pay your admission, couple bucks, and go once and see what it's like. And if you're not, you don't like it, you don't have to go back, right? If the show doing a good job, got a great selection, then you can return, especially if it's a monthly show. And obviously, if you're local to the area, you don't have to travel too much. It's not a big deal. But if you are traveling a little bit, before you travel, you think to yourself, is this show worth going to? And so you can ask other people who've attended the show. This show in particular, Watertown, like I mentioned already, got just a great set of dealers that offer, got all the bases covered. Wax is there, non-sports, Pokemon, supplies, vintage cards, ultra modern. It's in walking the show, I just said to myself, I don't care who you collect, what you collect. There's something for everybody here, and that's one of the telltale signs of a well-done show, right? Where a dealer makes, as best he can. He can't make people rent table space, but a good promoter will try to cover all the bases. And in this case, too, even having me come representing SGC for bulk subs. And like I said, that's really gaining a lot of traction. Didn't think with this size show that you would hit 3 figures in subs, and yet we did that yesterday. So very well pleased, and I wanted to shout out the promoters and everyone in the Watertown area. This thing is really gaining steam, and nice to see. And again, just because a show's small, don't discount it, right? Don't throw it out or don't poo-poo it. This show is becoming very good, and it's a small show. Now, I'm not saying every small show is great or in the process of being great, but do a little research, attend the show. If you're a dealer, ask people who are, if you're a dealer thinking about setting up, come to a show without setting up and walk the room and talk to the dealers and get their feedback, right? Do a little bit of almost an interview process with the dealers to determine, hey, should I set up here? And it's nice. I wasn't at the first one. I think I missed 2. I think there's been 5. I've been at 3. But it's nice to be in onto the early process of the growth of this show. And so having a good time, listening to some, packing the car up, making the 55 minute trek. It's about 62 miles from my house, listening to some tunes, getting amped up, and really enjoy setting up at this show and kind of getting my show legs back. I've always done shows, but was doing, maybe 4 a year, just the Syracuse fairground shows, maybe an occasional out of town, out of state one, but now getting back in sort of a monthly routine and really starting to enjoy that process and the setup. Again, I'm set up with my buddy Chad Merritt, and we like to have a little fun and joke around while we're at the show. So having a good time. Again, I'll just close again with check out a small show. Don't just, toss it aside as a small show. You might be pleasantly surprised what a small show has to offer as a dealer and as a consumer. Thanks, folks. We'll see you soon. All right. Thank you for listening to another episode of Hobby Quick Hits. Want to give out our social media, starting with our website, which is www.sportscardnationpodcast.com. Facebook, you can follow us at www.facebook.com/SportsCardNationPodcast/. Twitter, we are at SportsCardNati1, so it's SportsCard NATI1. Instagram, at SportsCardNationPodcast, or you can email the show, hobbyquickhits@gmail.com. Again, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.